Hi guys, I am back. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with me. Uh, I know my last video, I had some real raw emotions, and those were real, like seriously. So as always, I like to give it to you guys real raw and uncut, how it is, whatever. I know, my head kind of looking a mess. Is it? I don't know. I don't care. My gray is there. I know people are going to say stuff about that. It's fine. Got my little Corella Deville going on. It's okay. But I care less about that right now. This is what I pulled together to even do this video, okay? But anywho, doesn't matter. Um, I got a lot of great response and love and support from you guys after my last video and since I've been diagnosed. You guys have been amazing, and I greatly appreciate every call, every text, everything sent. I've been having things sent to my home, gifts and things, sent in, and I greatly appreciate that. Um, you know, cash apps or whatever has been sent. I am grateful. Nothing is too small to me because I have learned that no one has to do anything for you. No one has to even think of you. And this season of my life has really shown me who is definitely down for me, 10 toes down. And I am so appreciative. And I don't want to start calling names because, as the preachers say, people that's on the platform, they say you start calling names, you're going to miss somebody, then somebody be mad. I'm just not going to do it. But you guys know who you are and you know who you aren't. Okay? We're just going to leave it at that. But I am, again, I greatly appreciate it. I am so honored by the fact that some of you just think of me. Some of you, send out texts and messages saying you're thinking of me and you're praying for me. That means a lot. Sometimes some of those messages that you guys send to me, whether it's long, short, whatever, the gifts that you send, whether it's small or big, the money that you send, maybe whether it's a small amount or a huge amount, it doesn't matter. It always makes me smile. It always makes me thankful and grateful, and it lifts my spirits every time. So don't stop. Don't think it's too little. Don't think that what you do doesn't matter, because it does. So I am very appreciative of that again. So, but after I posted that video, the last one that I posted, if you have not watched it, go back and watch it. I am definitely trying to share my journey with you guys because it's a lot of stuff I didn't know, and I wish that a lot of people would have shared with me, before I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. And it doesn't have to be cervical cancer; it could be any cancer, or any kind of ailment or dilemma that you've been through. I think being transparent definitely helps people that have been through it and are going through it and will go through it. So, giving out information or sharing your journey and how you feel about stuff and how you see stuff, and in those raw and uncut emotions, sharing with people what you really feel, and not always, coming before people as if, oh, God has it. I'm believing, I'm trusting in God, and I'm just leaning on my faith, and I'm leaning on my family and my friends. And I think that this is going to be a lesson and a journey that I'm going to get something great out of. It ain't always that. And I wanted to make sure that I shared all of those emotions because I never want anybody to think that it is ever easy or is ever something that you could just sail through, and it's something, not anything that you have to be ashamed of, or anything you have to regret, or anything that you have to repent for, anything that you have to feel bad for. I don't think that. I feel like we are human, we are flesh. Some things are going to come up in us that may have never came up before. So yeah, that is why I share. And so again, after I posted that video or whatever, and I started to reflect on my state of mind and my feelings, God said to me, "How dare you? How dare you question me after all the times I have come through for you? How does it make you feel?" This is what he asked me. "How does it make you feel when someone equates a moment in your life where you were not as vital or as vocal or as present in their life as you usually would be, and they equate it and they measure it against the moment. They measure that moment against the whole span of who you are. How does that make you feel?" And I legit was just like, huh, God, you right, but I had a moment, you know what I'm saying? But you right, you're right. I can't even argue that because it makes me upset. I have lost friendships, I have lost relationships because of a moment, because people looked at a moment and they equate it and they say this is who you are in entirety, and that is not the truth, but because of their emotions and because of how they see stuff and because of their perspective and their feelings, they allowed that moment and that time, even if in that moment I did do something or you or someone else did something that was a shortcoming or something that was flawed in that moment, does that make their whole life, everything about them, does it change all of that for you? And you have to look back at all of that's why I always tell people, especially couples that I deal with, do a pros and cons list, because your pros and cons list would definitely help you, because a lot of times we focus so much on the negative stuff that we don't pay attention to the positive. But when we really are honest with ourselves and we look at the positive stuff, sometimes the positive outweighs the negative, and you can save your relationship. So I really had to think about that, and I felt low key convicted a little bit, what I'm saying? I still own my feelings, and I believe that God is okay with my feelings, but the fact that I was even thinking, considering turning my back on him, yeah, that's when it gets to be a problem. So um that was like, as much as he has been to me, he has been more than merciful, more than gracious to me, and I allowed this situation to taint my view of him. And I had never in my remembrance could ever remember being that way with God or feeling like that with him. So that definitely was a very major moment. This has been a major journey, and has made me, look at things so totally different when it comes to my faith and comes to my relationship with God. Um, so this past week was my first week of treatment with chemo and radiation. As I stated before in my last video, I have to do chemo once a week, and I have to do radiation every day, 5 days a week. Let me say, weekends I get off. It was rough, constant nausea and weakness. I was so drained. Like, I'm still weak and still kind of drained or whatever. Right now, so after this video, I'm definitely going to get back in my bed. Um, but I wasn't really able to eat at all this week because of the nausea, and I barely could really get out of bed because of the weakness and being drained. They had to give me fluids this week because of me not eating and not really even being able to really drink water, even because it would make me feel like I was going to throw it up, even water. And I love water. So it wasn't a problem of the taste or anything. It was just my body just was not reacting very well to anything. So I really wasn't taking in anything. So they gave me the fluids, and do have nausea medicine and stuff like that. Those they help pretty much, to the point where I haven't had to vomit or anything, and I hope that stays that way, because vomiting is no. um but the nausea, just, it was a constant thing. I think yesterday was the first day that I had complete day without nausea. And I was able to eat like a meal yesterday, and I've been able to eat today. So we praise God for that. And so I've been getting things to help me with the nausea. I ordered some stuff to help me with that. Ordered some, got bought certain foods and stuff that could help me. If you have any tips on that, definitely help me out with that and let me know, what helps with nausea. And maybe I can try that out, because I'm trying to try anything, because feeling sick every day is not the business. Okay. So, yeah, as the week was going on, and the weakness and the nausea, it just keeps overtaking me. I constantly would ask myself, how do people do this? Like, how did people that survived this, and how have people who have gone through this, how have they done this? Like, it's only 1 week, and I'm just like, God, this not it. This not it. And honestly, I have considered not doing treatment at all. I have considered to just let cancer do what it's going to do, and let my life just go on, because honestly, I didn't feel sick until the treatment. So if I could live my life and not be sick, hey, it is what it is. We all got to die someday. If this is the way I got to go, that's my mental. That was my mental. But, the people around me, especially my husband, he was like, oh, that's a no. We're not even considering that. So you're going to do the treatment. And this is what I want people to understand. No matter what anyone feels, no matter how anyone sees it, I have other people I have to consider: my children, my husband, my family, my siblings, and my mom and my dad. All these people that are a part of my life, I have to consider them. I can't just be like, oh no, I'm not, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it's kind of like my husband is the end all be all of my decisions. Pretty much, I have free will, and I definitely have my own mind. If anybody knows me, I have my own mind, but I have the respect of my husband. And I definitely have to consider how he feels, watching me go through this, and definitely having to deal with this. I have to consider that. I can't be selfish in this particular area of it, or whatever. Especially with it being so early. So I have to take all those things into consideration. So yeah, I'm already over it, but hopefully the things that I've gotten to help with the nausea and all that kind of stuff, hopefully it'll continue on as treatment goes on. So week 1 is down. I've done week 1, so we're on to week 2. Um, but as I'm contemplating, how do people deal with this? How do you get through this? I started to study Job, and from the Bible. I started studying him because he is like the epitome of loss and grief. And each day I read about Job, my faith, my mind, and my spirit get a little stronger. That doesn't mean I won't ever have moments again, low moments. It doesn't mean that. It just means that I definitely, now I am remembering, okay, where my help comes from. And to see Job, go through what he has gone through, it definitely helps me to say, hey girl, get yourself together. Okay? Get it together. Sometimes I tell a girl, shut up, mind your business. But sometimes I'm like, yeah, girl, you're right. Get it together. So, I am definitely trying different tactics to stay positive, and to lessen the nausea and the weakness and all of that. And I do as much in my power as I can. But like I said, if you have tactics, or you know of anything that could help me, definitely let me know. But I just want everyone to take from this, to, oh, y'all excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. A little, sometimes that nausea kind of low key kicks in or something. Whew. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. 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 So remember to tap into your faith. Tap into what you believed in all this time before anything has happened to you. Tap into what has kept you so far. Tap into that thing that has kept you afloat. You know, tap into that thing that reminds you of where you come from and how you got there. You know, what tap into that thing that reminds you of, hey girl, hey dude, you've been in a space before where you thought that it was all over and you thought that you weren't going to be able to make it through. But look at you. Look at how far you come. Remember when you were in that spot and you didn't think you would be in this spot? So that's where I am now. I'm believing God. Again, that does not mean I'm not going to have moments. That does not mean that you're going to see another video one day and it's going to be like, you know what, bump this, I'm over it. I don't care. Da, da, da. That doesn't mean that. It just means that right now I'm good and I am blessed and I love God and I love you all, you know, because you all have definitely kept me afloat, you know, and I definitely, again, I can't say it enough, appreciate it. Um, so uh just keep me in your prayers. Keep thinking about me. Keep sending your gifts and sending your love and your text messages and your messages and whatever else. Send whatever and call me up if I may answer, because again, I'm still not really answering my phone for a lot of people, but I will answer my phone here and there because you know I go by the leading of God. If he tells me to answer, I answer, and if I feel like I don't need to answer, I don't. And yeah, so I definitely wanted to come quickly and give you guys an update again, you know. And again, keep my family in prayer, keep my husband in prayer, keep my children in prayer, my mom, my dad, my siblings, keep them in prayer. You know, keep them, my closest friends, keep them in prayer. Um, Keep in contact with them and checking on them as well, because it's a lot of things I know they're not going to talk to me about because they want to keep the burdens off of me. But they definitely need those shoulders as well, not just me. They need it too. So love you all, appreciate you all, and hopefully I'll be able to do another video soon. But until then, bye bye guys.